Good evening, I'm Sonia Kaleselvam and this is KiniNews. Zahid Hamidi's acquittal in the foreign visa system corruption case remains. Let's take a look at what happened at the court this morning.
The prosecution in Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's foreign visa system VLN corruption case has withdrawn their appeal. This means Zahid's acquittal in the VLN case remains. During proceedings before a three-person appellate bench this morning, the prosecution said they withdrew the appeal after considering Zahid's representations. The court then struck out the matter as the appeal was withdrawn. 2 years ago, the Shah Alam High Court granted a discharge amounting to an acquittal to Zahid after finding that prosecutors had failed to prove a prima facie case. Zahid was previously charged with 33 counts of receiving bribes amounting to 13.56 million Singapore dollars from Ultra Kirana when he was Home Minister. For the remaining 7 charges, he was purported to have obtained for himself cash of 1.15 million Singapore dollars, 3 million ringgit, 15,000 Swiss francs, and 15,000 US dollars from the same firm, which prosecutors claimed he knew was related to his official functions. The High Court had acquitted Zahid over the 40 graft charges on September 23, 2022.
While we're on the topic of Zahid, former AG Tommy Thomas said Anwar Ibrahim had never cautioned him about weaknesses in the prosecution's case against Zahid on Yayasan Akal Budi. This was in response to Anwar's remarks on the case last year.
But can I say that Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, our PMX, his wife was the Deputy Prime Minister in the administration I served. His party was a very strong constituent party in the administration I served. He was very much in the public news, Anwar Ibrahim. And I met him a few times, we met each other, we know. And I'm surprised that if that was his view, that he never came and said to me, look Tommy, I've been talking to people and maybe your case against Zahid Hamidi is not strong.
Did you ever talk to him about the case or anything?
No, absolutely not.
Did anybody ever call you to ask you for your views?
No, absolutely not. So now to say, the first comment I would make is he was a member, it was his administration. And now 4 years later to say that, I'm a bit surprised.
If you'd like to access to news like this and more, subscribe now to Malaysia Kini and support independent media by scanning the QR code on the screen. Meanwhile, you can watch the full podcast at kinitv.com or at our YouTube channel. Moving on to the Batu Puteh case, 3 former ministers have affirmed that former Premier Dr Mahathir Mohamad unilaterally decided to drop Malaysia's appeal in the case.
3 leaders under Dr Mahathir Mohamad's Pakatan Harapan cabinet have affirmed a Royal Commission of Inquiry's findings that the former premier unilaterally decided to drop Malaysia's appeal in the Batu Puteh case. In a statement today, former Deputy Prime Minister Dr Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, Mahathir's Transport Minister Anthony Loke, and then Defence Minister Mohamad Sabu said that Mahathir had only informed the cabinet after he had made the decision. They said that Mahathir's decision to discontinue the review was made on May 21, 2018, in a letter to the Solicitor General without referring to the cabinet. The 3 added that Mahathir had informed Singapore on the morning of May 23rd before the cabinet convened. They said only after the decision was made did Mahathir inform them during the cabinet meeting. They also stressed that this was just a notification under the other matters agenda and not a discussion to come to a decision. As such, they said there was no room for anyone to object or support the move. They added that they are confident other ministers at the cabinet meeting on May 23rd could also corroborate on what happened. The 3 were responding to Mahathir's remarks on Tuesday in which he said they did not object when he brought the matter to cabinet. The former premier said if his actions were considered treacherous, then his entire cabinet had also committed treachery.
Still on the issue, Mahathir has hit back at his former cabinet colleagues over the case, insisting all agreed to his decision.
Dr Mahathir Mohamad has insisted that his former cabinet members agreed with his decision on the Batu Puteh case. He said this in response to 3 of his former ministers alleging that he merely informed the cabinet of his unilateral decision to drop Malaysia's appeal in the Batu Puteh case. In a press statement today, Mahathir said as far as he can remember, the cabinet has minutes indicating all ministers agreed to the view and notice made when he detailed his views on the matter. He said this included the three who had made the statement. He added that it is puzzling that they did not say a word on the matter since 2018 and questioned whether they needed his approval to give their views or opinions. He asked if they knew that when any issues arises, whether notified or mentioned, it requires all cabinet members to pay attention and voice out during the meeting if they have an opinion. He added if they choose to remain quiet during meetings, it can be construed as they approved it. Mahathir also reminded his former colleagues about taking collective responsibility as cabinet members.
Azizah's sponsor has apologized over the upside-down flag on his jersey during a recent match.
Victor, the sponsor of national shuttler Azizah, has apologized for an error in displaying the Malaysian flag on his jersey during the BWF World Tour final yesterday. In a statement last night, Victor said it sincerely apologizes to all Malaysian badminton fans and Lee for the error displayed on his jersey. The company stressed that the mistake does not diminish its respect for Malaysia, its national symbols, or its pride and honor of representing the nation on the international stage. Victor added that the Malaysian flag embodies unity and identity, and it deeply regrets any unintended disrespect caused by this oversight. Victor announced that they will conduct a thorough investigation of their processes to prevent similar incidents in the future. In the Group A opening match, Lee started his contest against Taiwan's Cho Tianchen with a jersey that had the Malaysian flag the right side up. However, he swapped to a fresh jersey halfway through the second set, and it was this jersey that had the inverted jalo gemilang.
Samsuri Mokhtar has resigned from his position as PN's Treasurer General. Here's more on the story.
Past Vice President Ahmad Samsuri Mokhtar tendered his resignation as Perikatan National Treasurer General yesterday. He announced this through a brief statement to the past central leadership. Following his resignation, Samsuri posted a quote by American basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on Facebook. It said, "I tried to do the right thing at the right time. They may just be little things, but usually they make the difference between winning and losing." When met by the media at an event today, Samsuri said he knew the question they wanted to ask, but did not want to make any statement yet. He told reporters to wait for the right time, and he will make a statement then. Samsuri's resignation came just 2 days after PN's Supreme Council met to confirm 6 key party appointments, including Secretary General, Women's Chief, Information Chief and Supreme Council members. The meeting saw Bersatu retain all 6 positions.
Meanwhile, Wan Faisal appealed to PAS not to make hasty decisions on the matter.
Saya nak ulas payah sebab saya dah tidak terlibat dalam kepimpinan tertinggi Bersatu. Saya dah bukan lagi Ketua Pemuda. Saya juga tidak terlibat dalam Majlis Tertinggi Perikatan Nasional. Jadi keputusan yang dibuat oleh Dr Samsuri yang amat berhormat, bagi saya nak ulas panjang pun susah sebab saya tidak tahu head and tail, punca kenapa beliau letak jawatan. Itu hanya beliau dengan pengurusi Perikatan Nasional. Saya harap, saya doakan dan saya mungkin merayulah kepada rakan-rakan dalam PAS supaya bersabar dan janganlah marahkan nyamuk kelambu dibakar. Itu saja pesanan saya kepada rakan dalam PAS.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Sonia Kaliselvam. Thanks for watching.